What's elevated? It's your boy Nick, and we are talking about an adventure. Yes, this is the my first time Rave Edition tag. I was tagged by Frisky Hug, so thank you for that. Yeah, let's get straight into this. I really like to talk about my rave experiences. It's something that I really enjoy doing. Haven't really been doing it for long, but it's become part of my life. So let's get straight into it. So there are a series of questions that the original people that made this tag have come up with. There's about 11 of them. There are 11 questions that we'll be going through. So without further ado, let's get started. Number one is the first DJ I've heard of. So the first DJ I heard was Skrillex, without a doubt. I don't even have to think about that one. Skrillex was the first I've ever heard into. I actually listened to him because of my brother. I listened to Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, and then it was Bangarang, and then pretty much all of his music after that. He's really what got me into EDM, and he's really what made me love dubstep and made me the headbanger I am today, honestly. It's just, his music is just so great. It's so great. The next question is my first show. My first show, actually it's weird because my first show happened after my first festival. That's probably not normal for a lot of people. They want to, make sure that they like EDM before spending hundreds of dollars on festivals, but that wasn't me. My first show was actually just a few weeks ago. It was Virtual Riot, and it was amazing. Honestly, I enjoyed it much more than a festival, which is weird because festivals have so many people, but that's what makes it so different, is when you're at one show, it's curated for the show compared to a festival where it's more, I want to say streamlined, but they're less experimental, I would say, just because they have more of an audience to cater to. So shows are definitely my thing. I want to go to more of them this year, but Virtual Riot was my first ever EDM show. The next question is my first festival. So I have two. I don't want to count the first one, mostly because it wasn't really a festival. It was more like one of those 2-day events, and I only went to one day in the first place, and that was Breakaway Ohio. I saw Bass Nectar, fell in love with him. Louis the Child, that was an amazing set. And then I saw Troy Boy there. I loved his music before I even really knew about most of the EDM artists that I listen to now. But I don't count that as my first festival. What I do count as my first festival is Electric Zoo New York, which was last year, and that was amazing. It was my first festival. I went 2 days, and it's really nothing compared to it. Like, that's what made me realize that festivals was what I wanted to do with my time, my money, and what I wanted to do in the future because of how amazing that it was. Really, it was an experience of a lifetime for me. Not because it was the best festival that I've ever been to, but it was the first time that I really got to see what raving or what going to festivals was really about. And that was something that just excited me. Like, I came back home talking to people about it, and they didn't really understand because they've never been to an event like that. But when you're there and it's your first time and it's something as cool as Izu is, you just get like sucked into everything, and it's just, it's uncomparable. It's an uncomparable experience, and that's why I really appreciate Izu, because they had freaking bangers, man. Like, they had so many good sets there. I couldn't even name them all, but it was amazing. I think one of my favorites was Whipped Cream. I never heard of Whipped Cream until Izu, and I just happened to go to that set because Festival Finesser was so Festival Finesser actually really didn't like her. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. I hope that I don't get in trouble for that, Brian. I'm sorry. But Festival Finesser was like, he didn't really like her music that much, and I was just like, well, I'm going to go anyway, because I didn't have any other sets that I wanted to see, and I went there, and it was insane. It was the best set of the weekend, in my opinion. Put that on my Twitter as well, like, hands down the best set for me that weekend for sure. Easy was my first festival. It was a great first experience, and I wouldn't change my first festival for anything. Question number 4 is the first people I raved with. The first person I raved with was actually a guy I met on Reddit. It's weird. I met this guy on Reddit. His name is Phil. He's a really cool guy. He actually doesn't even live in Cleveland, and that's where I live. So he came here for school, and he was looking for friends as well as I. I made a post on Reddit looking for friends to rave with. He commented. He was the only person that commented. And then he DM'd me. We met up one day, and we went to Breakaway Ohio, and it was really fun. And I feel like he's actually like the person that really kind of pushed me into the world of festivals and events, EDM events, and it was just an amazing experience, and I'm really thankful for him, because who knows when I would have went if it was just by myself the entire time. Thank you, Phil, for putting me on to EDM festivals and shows. The first friend I made at a rave. Okay, so The first two festivals I went to, I didn't really make any friends. I was with someone the entire time, and I really was just enjoying the music. I wasn't really trying to talk to someone. I'm really outgoing, I think, but I don't know. It was kind of hard for me. I kind of felt like everyone was with their groups. You know, of course, you talk to people, you say hello when you're inside the crowd, but really, I wasn't expecting to make any friends. I didn't know that that was something that happened until Lost Lands, which is a camping festival. If you don't know, probably the biggest dubstep festival in America. I don't know about Rampage over there in Europe, but in America, the biggest dubstep festival is definitely Lost Lands, and that is where I made my first friend. But it wasn't just a friend, it was like 6 other people. It's crazy. They were a big camp, they camped right next to me. I actually met them in the line, and then they broke off, and it happened to be that we camped right next to each other. So that's really cool. It was about 4 or 5 of them, and over the weekend we just kind of kindled. We made great friends. I still talk to some of them today, actually. Hopefully I could go with them next year because that'd be cool. I went Wednesday. I did the earliest camping possible. I never been to a festival like that. I actually had 2 friends from Florida come up there that I met with later on, but until then I was going to be by myself, and they kind of just accepted me into their group, and that was really amazing. We hung out the first 2 days. We chilled in their little vestibule almost every single day. We just talked about a lot of stuff, and I became really good friends with them. So that is the first friends that I made at a festival. Question number 6. My first rave outfit. I would consider Breakaway Ohio for this one. My first rave outfit was like a white vest. I had a bandana on, one of those like masks that go over your face. I had some glasses on, and then I had like some cool shorts, and I bought all of that for Breakaway, and I liked it a lot. I felt really comfortable. I wasn't too hot. It wasn't really cold that day, so that was my first festival. And this next question I had to really think long about because it is your first rave outfit malfunction. Well, I haven't had a real malfunction like my pants falling down or some rips or tears or something weird showing. I have had my pockets just empty everything, and I lost everything that was in my pockets, and this sucked. I thought the pockets were zipped up. I guess they weren't. I was dancing hard. I was partying, and I felt my pockets. Nothing was in there. Nothing was on the ground, so I must have lost it somewhere back in the crowd, and there was no way I was going to find it. I never found it, and lost and found either, so that was definitely my rave outfit malfunction. It sucked. I was so sad, and I was just so confused the entire time, but I guess things happen, right? The first light show I ever had was at Izu. It was at night. It was after Alice in Wonderland. She was like the sunset, and then after that, you know, all the people start bringing out their lights because it looks really cool. It's the dark sky with the lasers coming on at them. And I was just like, this is cool, but why are you doing this? I don't know. Like, I see how people enjoy doing it. You know, it's something to do with your fingers. You can do all types of cool things with it. You can mesmerize people who are on drugs. I'm just saying that's how it is. You know, when you're on drugs, you probably enjoy that a whole lot more than sober. But it looked cool, but it wasn't something that I really enjoyed. I like looking at it from far away, like when people are using the whips or something in the back of the crowd when I'm walking towards the middle of the crowd or the rail. I really like seeing that. But light shows just aren't for me. But that is my first light show. It was at Izu after Alice in Wonderland. I feel so weird about this one. The next question is the first set I cried at. And that's so weird because, like, I didn't know that that was a thing that a lot of people did. But now I think about it, you know, music is very emotional, right? So, of course, if you're hearing it loud, live, someone you really enjoy, someone you love, you're probably going to cry because that's just like the emotion of joy, the emotion of sadness, the emotion of happiness. It's really almost like a universal emotion when you think about it. Crying isn't always bad, which is cool. I think that's really cool. But the first set that I've ever cried at was Excision. Isn't that so weird? I cried at a dubstep set. It was during Lost Lands. It was his first 2-hour set. About midway through, I just really started to realize I am here. Like, I was waiting for this so long. I love this guy's music. I've been memorizing all of his lyrical music, and I just started crying. I felt so weird. I was like, it's so good. Because the music sounds so much more amazing than anything that us as just like normal people can produce, you know. There's all those speakers lined up, and there's just the lasers and the fire, and you know, you have the visuals of the screen itself. And that was just, it was overwhelmingly good. And then the second time I cried was also at Excision at EDC Orlando, and I was just with friends. So that was the first time that I was with a lot of friends at a festival. Just like, wow, I'm really here. I'm really doing this. I'm traveling. I'm listening to the music that I love and that I'm always blasting in my car, in my room, and I just started crying, and it was so amazing. I only cried like 2 times, maybe 3. I think I cried at EDC another time, but I don't remember when. But yeah, 2 times at Excision. I'll probably cry at Excision this year, Lost Lands again, because he's amazing, or maybe his show coming up. But yeah, Excision is the tearjerker for sure. Ironically, the headbanger music is the tearjerking music. So if you don't like headbanging, maybe you should start listening to it, because maybe you get hit right in the feels. Next question is your first kandi trade. And this one is kind of near and dear to my heart, only because before I started going to festivals, I really wanted to get into kandi. Like, I was just like, I want to be one of those kandi masters, the guys that have the kandi all up their arms, the pearlers and everything, because I really enjoyed that look. And I didn't get a festival kandi trade until 3 festivals in at Lost Lands. And it was actually one of my friends that came up from Florida. Like I mentioned before, she gave me an Excision band with a pearler on it, and I'll actually show you right now. So my friend gave me this little guy right here. Show you this. And the X came off of it, sadly. If you can see, the X is no longer there. It was a pearler, and I guess it must have snagged on something, and it came off. And I was so sad. But this is the first piece of kandi that I was ever traded. I gave her a piece of Cleveland kandi, and she gave me this one. And I was so happy because that was the first time I ever traded kandi. I had a ton of kandi to trade, and actually I didn't trade it. I only traded like 1 or 2 pieces more after that. So I kind of stopped trading just because I don't know. It's not really me. I don't know. I know that's kind of sad, but just like, I really wasn't getting a lot of people that wanted to trade with me. And I know it's more like you have a connection with that person, or, you know, you're dancing or something like that. You just really enjoy their vibe and you trade with them. But I guess I don't vibe with anyone. I guess I don't vibe with anyone because I don't really trade with a lot of people. So I kind of just wear the kandi that I have already. And if I do happen to trade, I will trade, but it's not really something that I expect anymore. First time I fell in love with the rave culture. Technically, it was Izu, but honestly, it was before that. So I'll talk about Izu because it's the real one, but the one before that is kind of different. But Izu, I was just standing there listening to music, and I was just looking around. And I was thinking to myself, wow, this is it. Like, I've been waiting so long to be able to go to these type of festivals, listen to this type of music really loud, with these type of, you know, visuals and all of that, and I did it. And I was like, this is what I want, this is what I love. There's people all around you that love you. You know, if you're moshing, if you're going hard, you're still being loving to everyone around you. That's really cool to me because, you know, you fall down, you get picked up, you're having a bad time sitting by yourself. There's a high chance that someone will come to you and, you know, try to help you out. And I really like that about it, because it's hard to explain to someone who's never been there, but the real world is just so negative, it's so sad. You know, it seems like everyone's out to get each other sometimes, but at raves it's just love. Everyone is there for each other. You can't beat it, and that's really why I love raves and how my light overheated. Ends the questions. So now I have to tag someone. I tag Festival Finesser, the Mosh Queen, and the real Tommy Bahama. I don't know if Tommy is going to make a video. Let's hope he does. Let's hope this challenge brings him to make that video. It's super simple, Tommy. Make that video, man. I want to hear about your experiences, dude. I really do. I want to hear about your first time. Just point everywhere. I don't even know why I'm pointing. Well, thank you for tagging me. Frisky Hugs. I really appreciate that. I was super excited to make this video. I finally had the time to do it. And I really just love sharing my experiences with people. Hopefully, people that are younger, kind of in the age of like 17 through 20, can see this video and be like, wow, man, if this kid can have that much fun, then so can I. They're great opportunities to just travel and have the time of your life. So if you can, go to a festival. Try to go to a local one so you don't have to travel, because plane tickets are expensive. They're usually the most expensive part of the trip. Plane tickets range for me $150 to $300. And at that time, I'm just like, dang, the ticket itself was already $300. $250, and now I have to spend another $250 or $300 on the plane ticket. But you know, if it's something that you love, you'll make a way to do it. And I really think that about anything in life. So, if you enjoyed this video, smack that like button. If you're not already, hit that subscribe button. And as always, stay elevated, and I'll see you later. Deuces.